Long ago in ancient Greece, Tyche, the Greek goddess of fortune and prosperity, was believed to govern the destiny of a city and bring positive messages to its people. Some stories say that she was the daughter of Titans, Tethys and Oceanus, while others say she was the daughter of Zeus. During the Hellenistic period, Tyche's role evolved to represent the whims of fate, which eclipsed the Olympic gods. This meant that events like floods, droughts, frost, or even political decisions were all attributed to her. Polybius, a Greek historian, believed in this power, and Pindar acknowledged that Tyche could help an underdog athlete win. Her role was so significant that many cities revered her as their own Tyche and created their own versions of the goddess based on the original. This custom was so popular that even Roman art continued the practice, showcasing the greatest cities of the empire. Tyche represents not only the fate of individuals but also the fate of entire communities. The Parthian Empire also admired Tyche. They frequently depicted her on coins, or in ancient art, bestowing legitimacy to Parthian kings. Her role as a goddess of fortune and prosperity was praised, and her influence was felt for centuries after her mythological existence. Tyche, the goddess of fate and fortune, was highly revered in ancient times. She was worshipped in several parts of the ancient world, including Atanos in Crete, where she was known as Tyche Protogenia and was linked with the Athenian Protogenia who had saved the city through self-sacrifice. However, the most magnificent temple dedicated to Tyche was the Tychean in Alexandria, as described by Libanius. Tyche was believed to offer stability in a world full of violence and reverses, and her cults were widespread all over the Mediterranean. In Athens, citizens would pay homage to Agath Tyche and other gods, while in Corinth, she was presented alongside Dionysus. During the Roman period, Nemesis Tyche emerged as an aspect of Tyche in the Temple of Tyche, where Nemesis and Tyche shared cults. Interestingly, Tyche was often regarded as the personification of a city and its fortune, and this was exemplified by the mural crown of Tyche of Sparta. The crown depicted Spartan soldiers repelling Amazons, which was significant in Spartan mythology, according to Pelagia. In conclusion, Tyche was a unique figure who was highly regarded in ancient times, and her appeal was seen as a form of stability amidst the chaos and unpredictability of human affairs. As the sun began to set on the Aegean coast, a group of students gathered around their philosophy professor, eager to hear his lecture on the Greek goddess of fortune, Tyche. Many of them had seen her likeness on the coins of their hometowns and had heard tales of her unpredictable turns of fate in the famous Hellenistic romances. The professor regaled them with stories of Leucippe and Cleitophon, two lovers whose fates were intertwined with Tyche's whims. He told them of Daphnis and Chloe, whose passion and perseverance in the face of adversity won them her favor. And even in the late 4th century, as Christianity began to reign over the old gods, Tyche saw a resurgence in her influence. It was not just among the common people, but also in philosophical circles, that her capricious power gained respectability. Some even argued that she was a necessary force in the utilitarian design of the universe. However, among poets, it was common to revile her, lampooning her as a fickle harlot. As they gazed up at the stars that night, the professor pointed to the constellation of Virgo, explaining that it was sometimes identified as the heavenly figure of Tyche. But she was not the only goddess associated with this constellation. Demeter and Astrea also had their claims. The students listened intently, their minds filled with wonder and a newfound appreciation for the goddess of fortune. And as they walked home that night, they couldn't help but muse on the many ways in which Tyche's unpredictable turns of fate had shaped their own lives. Once upon a time, in ancient Greece, there was a goddess named Tyche. She was known as the goddess of fortune and prosperity, and she was commonly depicted wearing a mural crown, carrying a cornucopia, and holding a symbolic gubernaculum and the wheel of fortune, or sometimes standing upon it, overseeing the fate of all. The mural crown was significant as it identified her as the goddess of the city, and in the case of Sparta, the crown depicted a part of their foundation myth. Tyche was reputed to be an ocean goddess, one of the Oceanids named after their father, Oceanus. In Pindar's poems, he calls upon Tyche to protect the port city around Himera. She was often depicted with a ship's rudder, symbolizing her connection with the ocean and her power over the seas. The people of Greece revered Tyche and believed that by offering her sacrifices, they could receive her blessings of good luck and fortune. The worship of Tyche was prevalent not only in Greece but also in medieval times. The depiction of Tyche wearing a mural crown was a useful tool for archaeologists and historians to identify art figures as Tyche. In conclusion, Tyche was a powerful goddess who oversaw the fate of all. Her connection with the ocean made her a formidable goddess, and her power over the seas was revered by many. Her depiction with a mural crown and carrying a cornucopia symbolized her as the goddess of the city. Through the ages, people have looked up to her for blessings of good luck and prosperity.